So, you want to find ways to keep a healthy relationship with your partner and maintain the marital satisfaction? This podcast will give you one science-based tip to keep a healthy relationship. Hi there, welcome to my podcast, where share little treasures collected from books and life. I'm Thủy, just an ordinary person with an ordinary life. In this episode, we'll have a delightful chit-chat about the power of gratitude in romantic relationships. Whether you're single, married, or with kids, I believe there's something valuable here for everyone. So, let's dive right in. Back when Soulmate, a Korean film, was the talk of the town, my friends and I were psyched to catch it together. After a lot of back and forth, we finally nailed our date that worked for everyone. I was psyched for that day, but couldn't you know it? On the actual day, my husband and I ended up having this huge fight. Talk about bad timing. I was beyond frustrated. I spent the whole day seething, even though I knew he said no to social drinking, just so he could watch our little one, giving a chance to go out. He even texted me, saying he'd take me to the movies if I was running late. But I still held on to this intense hate. It's insane how anger can take control like that. Have ever you been through something like that before? Let me tell you, it was a total nightmare. So, even though I hadn't completely cooled off yet, I decided to let my husband take me to the cinema. But guess what? When I met up with my friends, the resentment just magically disappeared. It's like hanging out with them has some sort of instant healing power. So I left all the negative energy behind with my husband and just focused on having a good time watching the movie with my friends. Now let me tell you about the film. It was a gentle film about friendship. I had heard beforehand that it was such an emotional roller coaster, making everyone bawl their eyes out. I had mentally prepared for an intense emotional experience. But guess what? None of us shed a single tear. However, there was a scene that I want to highlight. Jinwoo and Han, they're on the brink of getting married. Han works as primary school teacher, while Jinwoo is a doctor. In this scene, Han and Jinwoo engage in a casual chat in the kitchen, which eventually leads to a discussion about dreams. Han gathers the courage to admit that being a teacher has never been her true passion. After a moment of hesitation, she asks Jinwoo if she could follow her dream of becoming a painter. Although Jinwoo appreciates his wife to be his talent, he holds onto the belief that being a teacher is a more practical and stable choice. Painting should merely be a hobby itself. Can you imagine the expression on Han's face? It turns dark. She forces a smile and chooses not to say anything more. Later, at their wedding, Han's pent-up emotions reach a tipping point, ultimately leading her to flee. I believe the scene I just described was one of the major factors that influenced her decision. I couldn't help but be deeply moved by the small talk between Han and Jinwoo in that scene. It made me long to see my husband, and a mix of desire for seeing him and gratitude overwhelmed me. I felt such a relief knowing that he still believes in me and supports me unconditionally. All my bitterness seemed to dissipate as I thought about how lucky I am to have him by my side. As I anxiously awaited the film's conclusion, all I could think about was going home with my husband. The moment he arrived to pick me up, I eagerly grabbed my arms around him, holding him tightly. In that tight embrace, my gratitude overflowed, and words couldn't express the depth of my appreciation for everything he does for me. Little did he know, it wasn't until listening to this podcast that he truly understood the extent of my gratitude. The pure sense of gratitude permeated every corner of my soul, soothing any bitterness. It was in that moment that something clicked within me. Had I asked too much from him without fully showing how much I genuinely appreciated all he had done for me? How long have you been married? Have things changed since the first day after the big celebration? Does the happiness still linger when you open your eyes in the morning and see your partner, the one you long to share your life with? Or has that feeling been overshadowed by the demands of money, other life commitments, and the constant notifications from your smartphone when the Wi-Fi is on? Does the joy of coming home to a waiting lover and a prepared dinner still exist? Or do you find yourself feeling normal and even slightly frustrated when the dinner doesn't arouse your appetite? According to Cambridge Dictionary, taking someone or something for granted means failing to realize or express gratitude for all that they contribute to your life. While Oxford defines it as the failure to proper appreciate someone or something, often due to being too familiar with them. What do you say? Do you find yourself taking your partner for granted? Do you remember the exhilaration you felt when you first purchased your new smartphone? You cradled it delicately, handling it with utmost care, didn't you? Perhaps you waited until the battery was below 20% before plugging it in, and were cautious and unplugged it once it reached 80 or even 100% to safeguard its battery life. However, after 6 months to a year, things probably changed. You might have found yourself longing for the latest model, forgetting about the once beloved device, saving up money to acquire the most up-to-date smartphone. This kind of cycle tends to occur frequently in our lives. Unfortunately, we cannot apply the same approach to our partners. We cannot simply replace them with someone we deem more suitable. Instead, the key to keeping a relationship as fresh as possible lies in taking care of our marriage. But how can we achieve that? Gratitude is one of the crucial elements that can help us avoid the desire to replace our partners. Before discussing gratitude any further, I would like to mention marriage satisfaction. It refers to the attitude an individual has towards their own marital relationship. The higher this level is, the greater the chance we have to avoid negative feelings toward our marriage. According to a study published in the Journal of Health Psychology conducted by the American Psychological Association, women who experience a high level of satisfaction in their marriage tend to enjoy more health benefits compared to those who are not married or are dissatisfied with their marital life. Research suggests that marriage characterized by poor quality associated with lower levels of cardiovascular risk factors, both in terms of biological markers and lifestyle factors such as depression, stress, anger, and anxiety. It is worth noting that marriage satisfaction can decline, particularly during the initial years of marriage. if not adequately nurtured. This underscores the importance of practicing gratitude within the context of marriage. Let's take a moment to step into the enchanting realm of gratitude and how it can sprinkle on magic onto your marriage. Imagine this. I realized that B not only pays attention to their desires but genuinely wants nothing but the best for them. A's heart bursts with appreciation, and they can't help but express it, whether through sweet words or adorable gestures. But hold on, here's a little twist. When B goes above and beyond for BA, but he sleeps by unnoticed or unappreciated, it's like a love bubble popping. B starts to feel a bit down or thinking, wait, do they even appreciate all I do? And guess what? It can put a damper on both A and B's marital bliss. But worry not, my friends. To make this gratitude waltz truly captivating, we need two secret ingredients: sincerity and heartfelt gratitude. First, B's desire to see A glowing with happiness should come from a genuine place, not just some surface level attachment. Now, let's add a sprinkle of genuine gratitude to the mix. Faking it is a recipe for disaster. Your relationship has a built-in chart detector, and it can sense insincerity from miles away. Trust me, it won't end well. So here's the key. Let gratitude flow naturally, straight from the heart. Show your partner just how much they mean to you. Appreciate the little moments and let them know they are cherished. Get ready for an extraordinary journey where gratitude becomes your love secret superpower, making your bond grow stronger with every beat. Drawing from my personal experiences and reflections, I've discovered that gratitude also has an incredible power to soothe anger, disappointment, and bitterness that can linger after a heated argument with my husband. After the conflicts arise, the negative emotions are stirred up inside me, and they leave us feeling resentful. But here's the thing. I never want to stay in that negative headspace for too long, so I've learned to find ways to soften them, and gratitude comes in as my secret weapon. So, here's what I do. After the big fight, I take a moment to reflect. Besides thinking of the roots of the fight, I consider the lovely moments my husband and I share. The times he showed his care and love for me. I remind myself that overall he is a good guy who genuinely cares. I acknowledge that the fight is just a temporary bump in the road, not the end of our love story. It actually helps, not instantly but gradually eases the tension. It's like a warm embrace of my soul. However, it doesn't always work like a charm. There are times I struggle to think of stuff to feel grateful for, and there are times the anger seems just overwhelming. But it's worth giving it a shot anyway, since we all crave that inner peace and harmony after all, don't we? Not everyone is born with a natural grateful disposition, but we can cultivate it. According to Sarah Agui, a psychology professional from North Carolina University, here are some tips. First, pay attention to even the little things your partner does for you. It helps train your mind to notice and appreciate their efforts. Second, express your gratitude through words, gestures, or warm embrace. Third, be sincere in your gratitude. However, some research suggests The verbal expressions may not always be necessary. Journaling or reflecting on your partner's action can be enough. Research suggests that when we experience gratitude, our behaviors naturally change, leading to positive feeling towards our partner. Saying thank you too frequently might make it lose its impacts and go unnoticed. In my opinion, it's not necessary to say it out loud all the time. We can express gratitude through a combination of verbal and non-verbal means. Let your actions and gestures speak volumes, showing your heartfelt appreciation. Besides, cultural differences and personal preferences play a significant role in how we express gratitude. In some cultures, directly saying thank you may not be the norm, and for certain individuals like me, it can be challenging to express gratitude verbally. But there are plenty of ways to express gratitude non-verbally, right? I always show appreciation through smiles, being obedient, giving hugs, or sharing cakes with my husband. And I think those are absolutely beautiful language of expressing gratitude. Marriage, like many other aspects of life, requires continuous effort to thrive. Just as trees need water to survive, a marriage without active attempts to grow will wither away. In marriage, we face challenges that we wouldn't encounter if we were single. However, it is through these shared experiences about addressing and overcoming problems that the beauty of marriage unfolds. Marriage is a journey of teamwork where both individuals work toward shared goals alongside their own personal aspirations. Life has its highs and lows, its ups and downs, and during those challenging moments, having a partner who is stable, dependable, and sporty becomes invaluable. We all yearn for a partner who provides a peaceful shoulder to lean on. Someone who stays by our side through thick and thin. Imagine coming home after a tough day only to find solace in the warm embrace of your loved one. It's in those moments that the difficulties of the outside world melt away, and you find comfort and strength in their arms. May we all be blessed with a partner who offers such unwavering support, creating a heaven where all our troubles are left at the doorstep.